Hey everybody. All right, it's Wednesday or it's Friday. I'm waiting to see the comments here in waiting to see the comments in Facebook and YouTube. So, but we're good on Insta, right? Yep, we looks like we're good on Insta. So, just waiting to see a couple comments here and then we'll get started. Yay, there we are. All right. Hey guys, all right. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a good week. If you didn't, then make it a good weekend. So it's time for our free reading event. So we do this every week, every Wednesday and every Friday. And so this is your chance to ask me whatever you want to ask me about. So essentially, put your question in the comment section below and then I'm going to get to them at some point during the session. So this is how it works. So if you're new to my channel or you're new to the lives, basically you're going to put your question in the comment section. Be specific with your question. So if you're asking about your life, what specifically are you asking about? Just be specific. So for example, if you were going to go to a doctor and the doctor says, what's wrong? Tell them this is what I need help with, or what do you think about this? And then that's it. Same thing with me. Just let me know what you need me to clarify for you or what you need me to tune into, and I'll tune in and give you the answer of what I'm feeling about it. So be specific with that. If you're asking me about a loved one in spirit, let me know who you want me to connect with, and I'll try to connect to them and bring through any kind of message or anything that might affirm for you that they're still with you. I don't see them. I don't hear them. They don't really communicate to me with words or sentences, etc. The way they communicate is by triggering thoughts, emotions, and memories in my mind. And my job is to pay attention, try to understand what they're trying to communicate across using the pieces that they're using. Sometimes it only takes one piece for me to grab it. Sometimes I have to put two or three pieces together to figure out where they're going with it. But whatever I get, I'm going to share with you. And so, hopefully it'll make sense to you or you'll be able to understand it. If you do, great. If you're not able to understand it in the moment, that's okay. People sometimes don't get it right away until they ask family members or they look into it. If you do get information that you don't understand right away and you realize it after the chat or whatever, put it in come back and put it in the there's going to be a post on my Insta and also on my YouTube, my Facebook, that says, how did you connect with the messages, or here's a sign, put it in there so that we can follow up, or that way people can know how you were able to connect with the information. Let's see what else. As far as like psychic sensing, I don't know everything. I don't see everything. People always assume that psychics know and see everything. We do not. I don't know everything you're going to think or say, etc. It doesn't work that way. I think my brain would blow up if that were the reality. What we're able to do as psychic is sense details. Big difference from knowing everything and seeing everything. So whenever I am giving someone information about the future, which you can change, by the way, but whenever I'm giving people information about the future, what I'm doing is I'm sensing details and probabilities, and I'm making an assumption or a best guess, which is the prediction. That's how it works. So it's not set in stone. What I'm seeing is a likelihood or a kind of a forecast of what's to come. So just FYI with that. So if I give you a timeline or a time frame, etc., just know that I'm basing it on the pieces and the details that I'm sensing. But I can misinterpret. So just FYI, sometimes I don't always see things exactly as they are. Sometimes I'm interpreting it in a very different way than what's the case. But just be aware that that's how I use my ability. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, you might get hit by a troll, which means people showing up and trying to ask you to message them or private message them or DM them. Those are trolls. Those are people who are going to take your money. So if you start to converse with them, they're going to pretty much get a hold of your money. So I wouldn't do that. If you ask your question and I don't see it, that's okay, because I don't see it. I'm not able to answer everybody's questions, just FYI. There's a lot of questions in these, and there's a lot of repetition. So not everybody will get their questions answered. I'm only going to answer as many as I can get to in the hour that I have to do this. I will do text version, which means I'm going to respond just to the text, the comments first for like half the time, and then the other half the time we're going to do video. If you want to do video, get your butt over to Instagram, because that's where I do the video connections with people. If you get on video, just know that if you start having a lot of glitchy video or you have a lot of really crazy signal issues, I'm probably probably not going to like try to make that work out, just because we have a lot of people waiting, and for me to spend like 15 minutes with someone when it could have taken 5 minutes, but because of the video issues, I don't want to like make people wait too long. So just FYI with that, guys, okay? It's not because I'm trying to be mean or rude. Anybody coming in here being mean or rude, you're gonna get it from me. So you're gonna get banned. You're not gonna come back here, because I don't have tolerance for that. So be respectful to each other. Be respectful to yourselves. And definitely, be respectful to me as well. What else? What else? If you get tired of waiting for your question to be answered, because I'm going to try to get it to as many of them as I can. My mouth is not working today. And I try to pick new people every single time. So if I pick people that I picked before, it's not because I intentionally try to. I try to pick new people every single time. Most of the people who come into these rooms, there's a majority female and there's a minority male. So most of the people who make video time or get their questions answered are going to be female, just by the math. If you get tired of waiting for me to answer your question, you can book private time with me, or you can do an e-reading, which is available through my website. You don't have to. You can keep coming and doing the lives, but that's the easiest way to just get like the actual guaranteed time with me. And there's other things as well. So if you want to know more about like my services, what do I offer, etc., because people after these lives, people tend to like try to DM me or message me asking me questions that are repetitive when you can find the answer on the website. So if you want a session with me, or if you want to know more about what I do, or the pricing, or my availability, or the different options I offer, just go to my website. That's the easiest way to get to me. If not, then you can just keep coming, like I said, keep coming back here. Lastly, what else? Everything else is on my website as well. So you can find my podcast, you can find my all of my other social media accounts, you can find my articles, my blog, everything's on my website. And then if you want to take the free psychic development class, you can also get there through my website as well. So it's free, there's no charge for it. It's a 2.5-hour class, and it'll help to set you up for success if you want to develop your skills or build yourself up in a way with your psychic abilities. Of course, my statements are personal opinions, not proven facts. Whatever decisions or actions you take in your life, you are 100% responsible and liable for. You can change your future. It's never set in stone. And I'm not a licensed medical doctor, counselor, attorney, or law enforcement official. You can still ask me those kinds of questions, but for legal medical advice or treatment, please consult with a licensed professional. And if y'all can do me a favor, one of my missions is to reach as many people as I can and to share as much information and spiritual knowledge that I've gained in my life with as many people as I can. So if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up or giving me a heart, and also sending or sharing this video feed out with people. It doesn't matter who, just share it with whoever. So just FYI with that, okay? All right, guys, thanks so much for that. So let's get started, because I don't want to waste time. So I'm not going in any particular order. I'm just bouncing around here. Yeah, Bella Rob. Hi, cutie. Will I conceive this year? If so, when? Will it be planned IVF or just happen? Oops. I actually think that it might be planned or oops. I'm not thinking you'll have to go to IVF right away, or we'll do that right away. I'm thinking that you might just get pregnant. I would say there might, let's see, baby energy. So I'm seeing baby energy in November, but I'm also seeing it in June of next year. So what I would say is be prepared, because there might be an opportunity in November of this year, and then another opportunity for baby energy in June of next year as well. Okay. By the way, guys, general questions like what can you tell me about? If you start a question with what can you tell me about, or I want a reading, that's literally a waste of your time to even type that out, because that's not going to get you a message or a reading or anything. Ask your question. Just ask the question. None of this general crap, because I don't have time for all that. I don't have time to figure out what you want to know. I just need you to ask me what you need me to tune into. Angie V. Will I get my house this year? Yeah, I actually think you'll get it in September, or by September. Yeah, hues of love and light. Hi, Ferny. I'm having a hard time letting go of my ex. I saw him last week. Is this the time to truly break the tie? Do you see anyone in the near future for me? Yeah, when it comes to breaking up with exes, here's the thing, y'all. Whenever you break up with someone, you're going to go through at least 3 weeks of like, if you cared about them or you loved them, it's going to be painful for at least 3 weeks to start. And then after that, it just, you start to process stuff. But if you keep fighting against the pain or the discomfort of the loss, it sticks. Nothing changes with that. Don't think that just by I'm going to make a choice, I'm going to break up, but I feel all this pain and it's supposed to go away. If it doesn't go away, that means I'm supposed to be with this person. No, it doesn't. It means that you're literally letting the pain of grief get in the way of your decision making process. That's what that means. So to answer your question, I mean, it's up to you if you want to try to get back together with this person. I don't think that's going to go anywhere, so I'm not really feeling confident about that. I do think that there will be another relationship for you, but it's not right away. You might have to wait about 2 or 3 years before you get into another serious relationship. That doesn't, and I said serious. If you date someone for a month or two, that's not a serious relationship to me. If you date someone for like a year or two, that's a serious relationship for me. So in my mind, I can see you trying to date or connect with people, but I'm not seeing a significant or serious relationship for about 2.5, 3 years from now. So you may have to wait a while. Alice Rector. Hi, Ferny. Do you see a change in job for me? Thank you. Yeah, well, there's two job changes. One is within the next month or month and a half. It's either you doing the same thing just for a different company, or you just changing over to a different part of the organization or the job. But then there's another job change for you in January or December or January of this year, or going into early next year. That feels like more of a permanent change, and it's in a completely different. It feels like it's in a completely different field. Krista Huerta. My brother passed away March 14th, 2020. Does he have anything to say to me? A couple of things. One is, first of all, he's not upset. So I don't know if you were thinking that he was upset with you or that he was upset for any reason. He's not. So he's not making me feel that way at all. He also makes me feel, thank you. I don't know if there's a hat with his name on it, or if y'all had stuff like apparel made that has his name, or that has something forever, but I'm seeing something that has a name or has wording on it that reminds me of like a cap or a hat. So there's a reference there. He also keeps acknowledging there might be a picture of him where he's like I don't know if he's being silly or he's just like caught in the moment, where he's either picking his nose or he's got his like finger like this, or there might be a picture like that he's making reference to or acknowledging. He also messes with candles, so if you have any candles act oddly or kind of react in a certain way, he might be messing with those to get your attention as well. There's a baby with him in spirit as well, so there might be a baby that was miscarried, lost, or terminated, or on the way, and that he's trying to let you know about. Cassie Williams. Hi, hey Ferny, any messages from my mom or dad? Thank you. Yeah, I'm hearing happy birthday, so we might be within 30 days of a birthday event, forward or backwards 30 days, because usually when I'm hearing happy birthday or see balloons, that's what I associate with that. So I think that there might be a birthday or a birthday event within 30 days. Either that or, yeah, I would say that. I think that's good. I'm going to go with that. I also keep seeing a white, I don't know if I'm seeing a white bear or like a white doll, but there's like a white bear or white doll that they're making reference to, or that might be connected. There's also, thank you, I keep also seeing Dolly. There might be a reference to a name that starts off with a D-O-L, like Dolly, Dale. It's almost like I want to say something like that. So there's a reference to that. Dad, what's interesting is I keep feeling like I'm coughing. So I don't know if your dad was having some difficulties with his throat or with his respiratory system, but I feel like I'm making this weird coughing sound. So there might have been something affecting him with his respiratory system or in his throat that might have been causing some issues for him. Mom sends butterflies. Barbara Baxter. Hey, Ferny. She said frenzy, which that's an interesting, that frenzy would be something I could go with as well, because I'm all over the place sometimes. Hey, Ferny, will my cousin get his children back? I believe so, but it may take, I see the number 2, so I'm thinking it's either going to take 2 months or two weeks or 2 months or 2 years, but I'm thinking 2 months. So I'm going to say 2 months. I also think that there might be two or three separate court or legal events that have to happen as well in following up with this. So there might have to be two or three court proceedings, two or three court, visits, but I'm seeing something like that that may take some time. So it may also not be like permanent, it may be in a temporary basis. Yes. Monica Giron. Hi, my husband dreamt with my mom. She showed him a baby boy, and someone dreamt me pregnant. Is this meant I might be getting a grandbaby? Yes. This either means that you might be getting a grandbaby, or this means that there might, yeah, well, I mean, if it's not you, then yeah, I would say it might be meaning a grandbaby. Could also mean that you might become responsible for a child. Now, whenever it comes to like having dreams about babies, people always assume baby dreams are baby related. Not always, because babies also represent career when it comes to dreams, because people put a lot of themselves into the careers or into their life's work, and that is something that's being created, that is its own life. And so that could also mean that. So it could mean either there's a new job or career opportunity coming your way, or there is going to be a baby coming into the family. And I actually think this is within the year, so this might not be too long from now. Kristen Torres, I want to eventually start my own business in what I'm going to school for. What do you see for my future finances? So start your own business. I actually think you'll start your own business in a couple years. So you might start sooner than you expect. I also think you might get support or help from an unexpected source. I actually think financially in 2 years, you'll have enough either capital or you'll have enough strategy in being able to do something that financially you can do, but that's in a couple of years. So about 2 years and 2 to 3 years, 2 3 years, 2.5 years around that time. But I actually think you'll start your business sooner than you expect, and the money might be available to you at that time. Yeah. Hi, love. If able connecting, Adrienne Merritt. Sorry. Hi, love. If able connecting, I would appreciate hearing a message from my brother, please and thank you. Yeah, so first of all, he's doing this, so there might be a necklace or something that goes around the neck that would be significant. I also keep seeing 1, 2, and 3. I'm not sure why I'm seeing it that way, but 1, 2, and 3. So either there's a significance to the numbers 1, 2, and 3 next to each other, or the first, the second, and the third might be somehow connected. But that's the way he's making reference to that. He's also showing me a shirt or some sort of like shirt or like I'm saying shirt, so I'm gonna say shirt. So there might be a shirt connected to him as well. He also, I'm hearing music. I don't know if someone made a album with music for him, and sometimes you still watch that. But he's showing me something that reminds me of this, so there may be a reference to that. In one of the images or pictures, y'all, either both of y'all may be fishing, or y'all may be like eating fish or at a fish or seafood restaurant, but I'm seeing something like that, so he's referencing that as well. Also, butterflies are connected to him also. I also think that there might be three or four there either might be 3 or 4 tattoos connected to him, or there's a tattoo that might have a lot of different sections and may happen in 3 or 4 separate stages. That's a lot of stages for a tattoo, but there's like 3 or 4 and then tattoo, so there might be a reference to that as well. Okay, go over here. Well, there's a lot of questions. A lot of questions. Going around, going around, going around. Ms. Carm, I'm worried about my son who's been suffering with depression. I I think you have every reason to feel worried, because I don't think that's going to fix itself. At some point, I actually wouldn't be surprised if at some point he starts having a little bit of a breakdown, and then he starts to kind of isolate himself or want to keep himself away from people. I do think there would have to be intervention or medication. So he might have to be like professionally diagnosed with a psychiatrist, and then he might go on some sort of medication, which I actually think would make a big difference for him. But I don't think this is just mood or like life. I think that there's something physiologically off that is affecting him. So you may need to take him in and have him assessed. Miss J Cam 16. Hi, Ferny. See a new career in my future or anyone coming through that has passed anything with my children you see? So this second and third question is just going to take us into a whole tailspin. Career in the future. I actually think that you are going to get into a new career path. That may have to do with processing documentation or real estate. And that may be next year. You may start the process next year. It could also include insurance, but I kind of want to just stick with like processing documentation and real estate related things or property related stuff. PSCP isn't streaming for any. PSCP, is that is that Twitter? Is that Twitter? Yeah, honestly, I mean, I don't really worry too much about Twitter. Twitter's like where I go to bitch about stuff. Twitter's where I go and like bitch with everybody else. Twitter's a bitch place. It's like where you go and you get it all out and then you feel better. Like that's where I go and I like just express myself. But it isn't like I don't really fixate so much on Twitter just because I don't know. I don't understand it. I've tried to get the hang of Twitter myself. And it's just not like, I don't know. I think I go more to read people's stuff on Twitter than to actually like engage with people. Yeah. If it's not showing up on there, I might have to update the password or change the passcode. Periscope, because I think that's what you're saying, Periscope. Ludian. Hi, Fernie. Can I please get a message from my daughter? Yes. First of all, I am seeing a picture of her, and I feel like she's completely dressed up like a princess. And I don't know if there's a picture of her where she's dressed up with a princess. She might even have a tiara, but she's showing herself to me dressed up like very, very nicely. This is how she shows herself to me. So she's almost wanting to make it a point to show herself to me in this way. She is drawing on my skin, so there may be one or two tattoos connected to her, or there may be a couple of options there where people are trying to get tattoos for her. I am seeing birds, so I would say that birds are going to be a sign from her or be connected to her as well. I also feel, thank you. I also feel I'm seeing charms. There might be either like charms on a necklace or charms on a bracelet that she also is associating with herself, or she might be trying to bring up in some sort as well. Love you, Mom. And thank you. There might even be, thank you. There might be something that says I love you or I love you, Mom, or you might have something that's connected to her that may say love you, Mom. But there's almost like a reference to I love you, Mom. So she's making reference to that as well. Okay. If you ever smell something floral in the kitchen, or you smell something that's kind of perfumey floral, that's her coming around you. Yeah, he's a girl. Hi, Fernie. My grandmother passed, and we are wondering if she has any messages for us and if she's okay. Yeah, she's fine. There's a male with her, so either this would be like a spouse or like a brother energy, because it's like on her level, so it's like next to her, or an in-law, but it's got that vibe to it. She's also got a baby with her as well, so someone might have had a miscarriage, loss, or termination. She also makes me feel, thank you. She's showing me the number 7, so July or the 7th of a month might be significant as well. She's also acknowledging a picture. There might be a picture of her where her hair is kind of curled out, or like kind of coming out in a little bit of a curl. And she might even have like it's funny because she's really cute. So this is like an old picture. So this would be like an old, almost even like might even be not color. But this is an old picture of her. She's also showing me an image of her. where she's wearing like shorts or something that feels like it's a short skirt or shorts, and then there's this top, and she has like these darker lips. So there's a picture for image of her that might come up, that might be that way as well. Yellow flowers or yellow roses may also be significant, so keep an eye out for those, because she's showing me these yellow flowers or yellow roses as being significant. Daniela Ray. Hi, Ferny. Do you see my family and I living more prosperous, healthy, positive vibes, happy lives in our hometown in Edinburgh, or where we currently live in San Antonio? I actually don't neither. I don't feel that energy with Edinburgh. If anything, things may be changing and it may become a lot more hectic. I would say with San Antonio, I can see y'all sticking it out there or being there more, but I don't think it may be San Antonio proper. It may actually be like an area right outside of San Antonio, or kind of like maybe 30 minutes outside of the city. But I'm seeing more of that I think will come up as being an option for y'all to be able to live and get the most out of life. Especially because at some point I feel like there's going to be there's going to be like a piece of property, and there's 3 buildings on the property, or 3 like houses or buildings on the property. So it almost feels like there's going to be this whole setup thing that I think is going to come along, which I feel will be fine and will work for y'all. Natalie Atkins, do you see a move for me and my son? Yes, there might actually be a move sooner than you expect, or during the summer. So I would say June or July-ish. There might be a move coming up around that time, or by that time. Yeah, Grace Rajic. Does my son have a good, solid relationship with his girlfriend? He's truly in love, but I'm not so sure she feels the same passion. Will this relationship last? I think that for him it means more. I think it's not that she doesn't love him or care for him. I just think that it means a lot more for him than it does to her. I think her mind is focused on other areas in her life that I think she's more drawn to. So if anything, he might be the more sensitive one in the relationship, or the more emotionally vulnerable one in the relationship. I also think that she might struggle with commitment at some point. So at some point, she might even try to pull away or pull out of the relationship. So he may need to be aware of that if she decides to, that she wants to kind of take herself in another direction. But as of right now, I agree with you to some extent, but I do think that she cares for him and loves him, but I don't think it's as significant, it's as important for her relationship and love. I don't think it's as important for her as it may be for him. And I also think that sometimes he might get a little bit, what's the word? When you're like hovering over somebody, what is it? Oh, smothering. He might smother her a little bit, but so he's got to be careful with that, because if he smothers her too much, she's going to leave. Noe Garza, hi. Um, do you see me and my family moving soon? I don't see a move soon. There might be an opportunity for a move in September, October. So later this year, around September, October, I would say there's an opportunity for a move at that time. But I'm not seeing anything as far as soon, like within the next month or two. Can you tell me about my love life? That's a general question. What about your love life? What do you want to know? I don't have time for a full reading, so I need you to like specify it, peeps. Oh look, there we go. We have a spammer in the room. Sunday Erdemiller is a troll, so they're gonna try to take your money, people. So be careful. Onyeka Vivian, hi Ferny, please, what kind of business will favor me? I actually think if you were going to go into business, I would say there's 2 businesses that I think you would probably do well with. One is offering a service that feels very similar to like there's two things around this. One is I keep thinking of a friend of mine who has a digital assistant, or what is it? It's not called a digital assistant. It's called like a assistant, like over. I forgot what it's called, but it's like it's like a digital assistant. But it's not like traditional assistant. It's more like doing errands or getting stuff done, like planning and coordinating. I think that may be one thing that might be a good fit or good opportunity. The other one would be a type of like reselling of apparel or reselling of like unique things that are not easy to come by. So for example, like if someone is looking for a book by a specific author that they no longer make, but they want one that's like an original copy or whatever, and you're like, yeah, I'll do the work and I'll find it for you, but you're going to pay me a percentage or you're going to pay me a fee for doing that. Like something like that would also help as well. So it's kind of like an assistant, but it's not typically a traditional assistant, but that's a type of business that I think you could actually do very well or be good at. And that's just one. I mean, you don't limit yourself. Let's go over here. Katie Irk 97. Do I have any messages from my friend Megan? Yeah. So first of all, I'm hearing happy birthday. So we might be within 30 days of a birth. Actually, there might be two. So we might be within 30 days, forward or backwards, of two dates of significance, and one might be a birthday because I'm kind of feeling that. She's also shown me the month of September, so September might be significant, or the 9th of a month might be significant. She's also shown me December, so December may be significant, or the 12th may be significant. She's also showing me two, I don't think it's dolls, but there's like two, it's almost like if I were looking at like two monitos, if I want to call them monitos, or like two figures that feel like they're toys, but I don't know if they're actual physical three-dimensional toys, or they're like a picture of two people together. Like, so there might be something that connects you with her where there's two cartoon people together, or two cartoon, a version of like a picture with two of y'all looking like cartoons together, or there's like two dolls or faces that go together. There's something like that, because I feel like I keep seeing two faces together, and she's showing that to me. But it's not like just a picture. This is more like artistic, or something that feels like it's like cartoony. She's also acknowledging, thank you. She's also showing me a rainbow. So rainbows might be a sign from her, or you might get rainbows. And it's not just rainbows in the sky, like rainbows coming through the window where you're not even expecting, and you walk into a room and there's a rainbow there, and then the next day it's not there anymore, and it doesn't happen again. Like, look for stuff like that, because she's showing me something like that as well. She's also acknowledging a necklace, so there might be a necklace that is significant or connected. She also is thank you. She's also acknowledging I feel like I want to take a clip and clip it into my hair, or put something in my hair. So there might be something that's connected to her also that like attaches to the hair, or there's something about clipping the hair that she's trying to make reference to or acknowledge. Now, if she had issues with her hair, she might be letting us know, hey, my hair's back to normal. But I'm thinking there's something about the clipping of the hair. So there's a reference to that. Okay, we're at our midway point. Let me bring some people on here video. By the way, guys, if you want to be in video, just let me know, and you can request it at the bottom of the screen. There's a little like camera with a cross in it. You click that, you can request to be a video. If not, you can just put it in your question, like put your question in the comments, and then type I'm good for video. So that way I know that you're good for video. And sometimes we use a video. I like to take clips of like really fun or interesting connections with y'all, and I like post them, or I repost on YouTube and stuff, because people like to see how this actually works or how this happens. And I don't like the overly edited stuff. Like, most of the stuff you see out there with some of the other stars or some of the other like well-known psychics in the media or entertainment industry, a lot of their stuff is edited. So they would have like 45-minute conversation with someone, and it's edited down to like 3 or 4 minutes. And so they focus on like the highlights. I don't really care for like too overly edited stuff. I like to have still more of like the mix, so that people can see that this is not a perfect thing where everything that someone says is going to be exactly the way it is. You have to figure things out. And sometimes it requires a little bit of interaction to understand some things. Where am I going? Here. Let's go here. Hello, Ashley.
Oh my
Hey, hi, sweetheart. How you doing?
God! Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine.
Okay. Oh my God! Can you tell me anything about the baby that my mom had before I was born, and he passed away?
Yeah. Anything
Like,
as far as like Like,
Like if he ever came back, or
oh,
is he still there?
yeah. I don't think he came back. I think that the baby soul is. I think that that's done. I do think, however, well, that's interesting. Um, so interesting because I'm less curious about that baby, and I'm curious about your children. Um,
What about them?
I'm seeing number three. How many children do you have right now?
I have two.
Okay, be aware there might be another baby coming into the picture at some point, or there may be another opportunity for a child because I'm seeing three. So usually that would indicate that there would be up to three children. One of your children, I definitely think you've had a past life with. So there is a past life connection with one of your children. Do you have a boy and a girl?
I do.
Okay. The boy is the one that I think you have a past life with. I actually think that you two were married in a past life, except you were reverse roles, where you would have been the husband and then he would have been the wife. But if he ever gets into a habit where he starts to just tell you what to do, or he starts nagging, or he starts like complaining about stuff, but it's a habitual thing, it might be some of it may be coming from this past life situation. I also think y'all spoke French at that time, so y'all would have both spoken French in that lifetime.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a deeper connection to your son from a past life, which may initiate some dynamics between the two of you. The baby, your mom's baby, I don't think that that child was supposed to have a full life. I think that the child was supposed to basically, the experience of that was supposed to affect your mom in profound ways to get her to kind of think about things in a different way so that she could start to have a little bit of an internal change within herself because of it. So, and she did.
Okay.
After that, she did change. So there was some changes in her that she never really um, moved past. So I think that was supposed to be the point of that experience with that baby.
Okay. Awesome. And can you
Was it SIDS? Was it like sudden death, sudden infant death syndrome?
he was born and he never left the hospital. I don't think his heart was fully developed and he
Okay.
died at 3 months old.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I feel like this is like SIDS, like this is sudden, and I think that, and I agree with you. I do think it was the heart. I think there was a genetic factor with one of the hearts. I almost feel like there was not enough arteries to the heart, or something was off with the blood
Yes,
flow in the artery. Yeah.
he was premature. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think that it's the lack of development is what did it. But yeah, I think yeah. But the baby's in spirit with the thinker. Um, there is also an older female in spirit who's a little bit
Yeah.
heavier set. She definitely comes across like a grandmother or like a granny, so I definitely want to like peg her as that. But she's also in
Okay.
spirit, and she's acknowledging the baby with her. So,
Okay.
hmm
All right. Thank you so much. Could you tell me one more thing? Is there any messages from my spirit guides at all?
yeah, you have got to stop trying to make everybody else happy and coordinate with so many people to achieve goals, and just do it and stop waiting for everybody to like work with you. So for an
Yeah.
example of this, when I wanted to do like I love the idea of like doing a series where people could see like a version of psychic ability or mediumship ability. And so
Hmm.
I was like, when a production crew comes around, I'm gonna like try to like get my own way and have things done the way I want it to be done. But every single time I would have to like meet with people in production companies and stuff, I was like, they're like going to turn me into this twisted version of myself. I don't really want to be that. And at the same time, like trying to wait for an opportunity, I was like, screw it. I'm just going to create my own opportunity. That's what I did. And I created my own series, which is what the Over the Rainbow series is. And so it was my version, and it's the way that I wanted to do it. Doesn't matter whether it took off or did anything. I did it the way I wanted to do it. So I think for you, you have a tendency of waiting for others and trying to coordinate or connect in that you can try to get everybody on the same page. Just to hell with that, do things the way you want to do it, and then they can deal with the after effects or the aftermath.
Okay. Thank you, Fernie. Oh my gosh, I love you so much. I want
Oh,
you every week.
you're welcome,
Thank
sweetheart.
you so much for picking me. Have a good night.
You too, Mama. You take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, let's see. Next. Let's see. She's like, tell her, Fernie. So somebody must know more about some of the backstory. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. All right, click here. Hello.
Hey, how are
Hi,
you?
sweetheart. How you doing?
Doing well, getting ready for dinner.
Awesome, awesome. Are you planning on taking a trip to like a tropical or beachy place soon? Because
Please tell me I am.
okay, because I keep seeing like a trip for you in May, or late May or early June, so you might be going someplace.
Ooh,
And the discount is going to be ridiculously like discounted.
oh, I'm all about that.
Hmm.
Yay. I was trying to plan something for my son. He's graduating in June. And he's like, no, Mom, I can just stay home. And I'm like, I keep on telling my husband, let's go somewhere. Let's go somewhere. So
Yeah, just
maybe.
do it. Just if you look up and don't wait too long because the prices for some of these trips is way cheaper. You don't want to wait and then you end up having to pay because once everybody else starts feeling like they can go out and start traveling, y'all are going
Right.
to pay more. So
Perfect. Thank you so much.
mhm.
I was trying to connect. I asked you like a few questions, but now that I have my husband here, I want to see if his mama Ann or his grandpa George has any messages for him.
With let's go with Anne. Are there two people who have the same name? Hey, guy.
Yeah, hi. That's
All
my
right.
husband's
So,
sister.
so do you have two Anns, or are there two Anns in the family?
Two Anns.
Or actually, there's an Ann and an Anna or Annie.
My mama's name is Anne.
Got it. And is there another Ann or Annie?
Anybody on her side?
No.
There's two. So there's her, and then there's another person that's got the name as well, but that may be like the middle name or like. So there's just a reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
She also keeps thinking. She also keeps acknowledging. Do you know if her lung collapsed or there was a collapse of her respiratory system? Because I keep feeling like I can't take a breath and I need oxygen support.
I believe so. She was old.
Okay.
She lived a good life.
She also keeps acknowledging. Thank you. She also keeps acknowledging. Is there a picture of her where she's got? It's gonna sound weird. She's got a ball in her hands, or she's holding something that's round like a ball.
I don't know.
It reminds me of like a beach
Like
ball,
a
or
beach,
like when
a
kids are
beach
playing.
ball.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it reminds me of that. Because she's showing me
I
something
think
like that. So there's an image or a picture. She also keeps it. Thank you. She also keeps it. Butterflies are connected to her, so she is acknowledging that butterflies would be a sign from her. She also makes me feel. Thank you. Is someone trying to do some research or some ancestry.com because she's showing me someone trying to connect with a part of the family that they lost touch with, but supposedly there was like a lot of siblings in one part of the family and they just kind of splintered off and went their own directions.
I think her son Johnny is connected and on Ancestry, so I think that he does that type of ancestry kind of thing.
Okay,
So maybe
because there's
he-
like, yeah, because there's like, so for example, like in my family, my grandmother, she was there was four sisters and there was four brothers, so there was a lot. But there was people in those siblings who disconnected and just kind of lost touch with the rest of the family. What your grandmother's acknowledging is almost like reconnecting or getting to know or connect with people from parts of the family that have been lost touch with. So she's making a reference to that. So someone may be talking about this, or this is going to come up as an opportunity. She is acknowledging a white fluffy dog or a lighter colored dog with her as well. Do y'all know of a lighter colored fluffier dog that's passed?
Not that
It would be like a Pekingese or like a Shih Tzu. Like it almost comes across that way. It is a smaller dog. It doesn't feel like it's a large dog.
we'll have to ask her son.
Okay, and they even would have called it like Princess or Ella. It's got a very prissy name, which is funny. So there's almost a reference to it having like a prissy name. She also talks about a ring being passed down. Do y'all know of a ring that's been passed down that's connected to her line of the family?
I don't.
So there's a ring because she's acknowledging this. It may not be like a wedding ring. It may be like a ring with a stone in it. It may even have like a stone like a ruby or an emerald, but there's a reference to this ring because she's acknowledging something like that. She also keeps acknowledging, thank you.
She's talkative.
Yeah, she's chatty. She's like wanting to like catch me up on all the family stuff. So she's like wanting to go at it. Your grandfather, did he serve in the military?
No.
No,
Okay.
but my husband.
I
is
do.
military.
Oh, you're in it. Okay, got it. So he's doing this. So I guess he's saluting you. So I guess that may be what he's doing. So he's making a reference to that. He also keeps talking about a round. Thank you. I'm seeing a round time thing. Do y'all have a watch or a clock or a round watch thing connected to the family?
I don't know.
I do a clock. Yeah.
Okay, because he's acknowledging the connection to the clock. He also makes me, thank you. He also makes me feel, is there a picture of him with a cap or a hat on that's kind of like a bluish color?
We just
He would
received
be-
a bunch of family pictures.
Okay, so when you look at them, he might be sitting in a chair or he might be sitting down, and there might be two or three other people around him in the picture as well. But it's a picture, and he's showing me a cap or a hat. He also is there a Bruce or BR male name connection on that side?
Bryson,
Got,
our son.
got it. He's
Which
acknowledging
is
your son.
named after him.
Perfect. So he's trying to acknowledge his name and acknowledging the connection to the son. So he's making reference to that. He also keeps, thank you. Do you know if he liked baseball or you're a big baseball fan?
Football.
Oh, that's okay. He showed me baseball cards. Do you know if he collected baseball cards or there's cards that were passed down the family?
Bryson collects cards. He used to.
Okay.
Baseball cards.
Okay, because he's showing me cards of the collection. So if y'all may still have these, they may actually be worth something or they may be worth down the road, but to be aware of this. If not, there might be something about him and cards and they were damaged or destroyed in a fire because there might have been a fire at some point in a family property. But there's something about this that he's making reference to. He also keeps thank you. He says you're a good man, so he wants you to know that he thinks you're a good man. He also says he's acknowledging your mom, so he wants to bring up your mom for a second. Is this your dad? Is this your mom's dad?
No,
it's my dad's dad.
Do you know if your mom did a lot for him or she tried to help him a lot? Because he wants to perfect. He wants to specifically acknowledge her. So he's acknowledging your mom and wanting to say hello to her and to say thank you and to say that it was fine and thank you for everything that was done. So he's wanting to acknowledge her in this way. He is also acknowledging a birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday for your mom or dad?
Mom.
My mom.
He's just wishing her a birthday. So he wants to wish her a happy birthday. They're okay. They're with you guys. They're with you guys.
Awesome. Can I ask you one really quick?
And actually, by the way, there's also a male there who was also in the military, but he would have been like above you in rank or would have been a higher position. He would have passed, but not in the military. He passed from like a heart attack or some sort of heart condition that might have affected him.
My mom. Your mom's dad was in the Navy? Real dad was in the Navy?
Okay, so there's a guy, if he had a heart condition, this could be him. It could also just be someone you knew who has since passed, but you don't know that they're passed yet. So you might have to look up people that you may have worked with or been associated with at that time.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And what was your other question, sweetheart?
We just got news. Oh, well, he's going to be having surgery soon. Can you let us know that, or maybe like the outcome of that? Everything.
Yeah. This have to do with like a joint or a ligament?
Yeah, he's going to have his arm surgery, ligament, and then neck surgery.
Yeah. The neck surgery, I think, will make a hell of a difference. So I think that may actually do a lot of good for you. The joint surgery or the shoulder surgery, I think that's kind of it may limit some of that mobility for a while until some of that scar tissue. I wouldn't be surprised if they even have to go back in to kind of refine it a little bit or make an adjustment after a year or two. But I think it'll also be okay once they do that.
Yeah, they said that with this neck surgery, it's going to help fix the
tremendous. I feel like tremendously. Like I do not think you're going to have to deal with the same level of discomfort or pain after that. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, it's not what we're worried about, but thank you so much for confirming, Ferny.
You're welcome, guys.
Appreciate you. All right, we love you tons. Love you.
Love you too.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, so let's see, going around to here. Here. Alexa, what's the time? Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
I can't believe you picked me.
Oh, everybody says that. Oh.
I'm trying to run away from my preschooler who's playing Mario right now.
Oh my God, Mario. God, that takes me back. I love the Mario cards. That's actually one of my favorite games is the Mario cards. So. Yeah.
Yes, that's a popular one when you're 4.
Mm-hmm. No, when you're like 20 or 30,
right.
Like, I will play Mario Kart today if I had a system, but I don't keep up enough with games. I don't have the patience for it. It's like, let's just do it. Let's get it done, So, what do you want to ask me about?
I wanted to see if I could connect with any loved ones, like my Aunt Lynn, my nanny, my Uncle Scott.
Yeah. Let's go with Lynn for a second. Thank you. She's acknowledging a date correlation. Does she share her birth date or her date month with somebody else? Because she's acknowledging sharing her date with somebody else.
I can ask my mom.
Okay. So she's acknowledging that. She's also showing me the month of 5. Do you know the number 5? Do you know if the 5th of a month or May is connected, either to you or to her?
I'm on the phone. Mommy. I don't know. I should have had my mom on with me.
That's okay. You're
And
fine. No
something.
worries. No worries. She also thank you. She also keeps it. Thank you. Oh, are you going to your mom or?
What's that?
Oh, I was asking if you were heading over to your mom or not.
No, I wish I could.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, I was just making
but
sure. I was
no.
like, where is she going? Okay, that's okay. You're fine. That's okay. So she's acknowledging the 5. So the 5 is going to be significant, the 5th of a month or May. She also is acknowledging thank you. Do you know if your thank you. Do you know if she had to go through 2 or 3 rounds of testing, your Aunt Lynn?
She had tons of testing. I see my
Okay,
mom.
because it's almost like trying to pin something down or get it just right, but it's like people keep missing it, and this is how she's making me feel. She also keeps acknowledging her immune system being very compromised or becoming compromised, and it just leading to more and more and more, and almost as if she did not like to. She first of all, she says she deserves an award for having to go through this because she feels like she put up enough of a fight or she tried hard enough, but at the same time, it's almost like running up a hill and having like a mountain of dirt coming at you, and that's how she felt with regards to this. She also says there were genetic factors, so this may not be the first time this has shown up in the family, or someone else may have had something similar that may have shown up as well. She also keeps it. Thank you. She also keeps. Do you know if she lost her ability to communicate or to speak, because she's almost making me feel a little bit off in my communication?
I think she had some trouble, yeah, like towards the end.
Okay, because she's almost acknowledging that. She's also acknowledging that her back was killing her, and it was just making it so much harder. So she's acknowledging that. I feel like she's the type to not want to take medication unless you absolutely have to, but it was like she had to. And she's like not happy that she had to go through that, but she's like, it is what it is. So she's making me feel this way. She also makes me feel thank you. Do you know if she ever went to Hawaii, or have y'all since gone to Hawaii?
She did, yeah. Her son actually lived there for a time period.
Perfect. She says that it's like Hawaii in heaven. So she's referring to it as a Hawaii. So she's acknowledging that. She's also thinking, do you know people made pins or made things to like attach to their person?
I feel like she always gave pins, or like my mom gives pins.
Okay. The reason why is because sometimes people will give pins, or people will have pins and they're like little angels or little wings or feathers. There's something like this that she's associating with herself. So there's a reference there. Do you know if someone also made something with watercolors for her or painted something that is connected?
She was an artist, so she painted a ton.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So she's acknowledging this artwork and this as well. She's also talking about it telling a story where you could kind of take some of her artwork and produce stories from this or create narratives, because it's not just the visual. There's elements to it that feel like it's a story of something as well. So she's making reference to that as well. She's fine. She says she wants you to know what her job is. She's actually she says the words like influencer. She's an art or a creative influencer. She influences people here with their creativity. That's part of her job. She's actually a guide now, so she gets to be a guide with people. But she's okay. She sends dragonflies and butterflies are going to be connected to her. So those are going to be signs from her. And there might actually be a piece of jewelry or something that has a dragonfly or a butterfly on it as well.
Yeah, butterflies have a significant meaning in our family, so.
Yeah, she comes around. She's okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Is she with my nanny and my papa?
Yeah, I believe so. Is there a William or Willie name connection?
Her husband was Walter.
Got it. But he's still alive, correct?
Yes.
Got it. She's just wanting to say hello to him or acknowledge him. She's also thinking, she's showing me birthday. Are we within 30 days of a birthday for him?
I believe so. My mom just wrote like either her birthday and Mother's Day are around the same.
Got it. So she's just acknowledging something within the 30-day period, and she's acknowledging the husband. She's opening the hand, so whenever they do that, it means giving permission to, or I'm okay if they decide to have other experiences past that marriage. That's just her way of saying I'm okay, whether he does or he doesn't, that's entirely up to him, but she's just wishing him well. She's also saying hibachi. Is there a special hibachi? Was that like a thing? Let's all go to hibachi grill. Let's all do the things over the sticks and over the flames.
I feel like that was the last maybe sit down dinner that we had with her. So yeah.
She's like, for her, it's like having hibachi. So for her, it's just like getting together again. Yeah, she's okay.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You take care of yourself.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, I'm going to see. I'm going to do, let's see, actually, I'm done with my time. So I'm going to do a couple more texts really quickly, and then I will. Yeah, Miss Delzy, hi Fern, could you please let me know what's going on with my health? I was recently in the urgent care. What do I need to look out for? Thank you in advance. Yeah, I feel like there might have been an infection or something that was kind of like what I would call an infection, because I kind of feel like I kind of feel like you might at some point need to get on some antibiotics, or you might need to go through a string of antibiotics. It almost feels like it's bacterial though. So excuse me, it may be some sort of bacterial type of thing that might be affecting or causing some issues within the lymphatic system. So you may need to look at your lymph nodes or the lymphatic system, because there may be something going on there that you need to pay attention to. Okay, be careful with your sodium intake as well, because your sodium intake may either not be enough, or you may be too high in sodium, and it may also be triggering some other things as well. So keep an eye out for that. Mark Price, when will my brothers and I sell the farm property? I actually think the opportunity for this might come up in 5 months, because someone may show interest, or there may be an opportunity to sell to somebody who's interested, but then y'all may decide not to, or decide to wait, and then it may take another, it's either going to take 7 or 17. Either it's going to take another, it'll happen at the 7-month mark, or it may take 17 months, which is a long time, because that's a long time, which would be over a year. So, but I'm seeing that 7, but I don't know if it's 7 or 17, but I want to go with that. So I don't think the first attempt to try to sell it will work for y'all, or y'all will be okay with. Then you may have to wait the 7, which would either be 7 months later, or 17 months later. I'm thinking the 7. I'm going to go with 7. Okay. All right, guys. I love you all. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will be back in an hour for our study group time. So we're doing our course conversations with God. That's what we're doing for our study group. So I love you all, and I will see